We're in Exodus 32. When the people realized that Moses was taking forever in coming down off the mountain, first of all, they're showing impatience. And they really was ticking me off because in the previous verses and chapters, they were already like discrediting what God had done. Like every time God had proved himself to them, they still was like, well, how we gonna do this? Or is this gonna happen? Or they had to complain about every little thing. So as we see in 32, they still doing what? Complaining. All right, so they railed around Aaron and said, do something. Make gods for us who will lead us. That Moses, the man who got us out of Egypt, who knows what's going to happen to him. So first of all, we got to stop right there because it's showing their lack of faith. And they really playing on God's top if we be for real. Like, God really just freed y'all and y'all already doubting that Moses not going to come back and complete the job, complete the assignment that God specifically handpicked him for, right? So Aaron told them, we in verse 2, take off the gold rings from your ears of your wives, your sons, your daughters, and bring them to me. They all did it. They removed the gold rings from their ears and they brought them to Aaron. He took the gold from their hands and cast it in the form of a calf, shaping it with an engraving tool. First things first, this shows Aaron's lack of faith as well. First of all, if I know I'm on assignment with my brother, I'm gonna be like, all right, first things first, I know how powerful God is. Let me pray to God real quick. Let me see what's going on. Or maybe set out and try to look for where my brother is. Let me see where Moses is at, right? But he never did none of that. He just decided, all right, well, I'm gonna just fold. I'm gonna do what the people doing. I'm gonna do what they told me to do. So like he wasn't it was almost like he was put in charge while Moses was going to talk to God real quick, right? So the people responded with enthusiasm. These are your gods, O Israel, who brought you up from Egypt. Aaron, taking in the situation, built an altar before the calf. First of all, he out of line because we're not supposed to be building any other idols, any other altars, anything else outside of anything that represents well, at this time we don't have Jesus, but it represents God at this time, right? So Aaron then announced, tomorrow is the feast day to God. Early the next morning, the people got up and offered whole burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. The people sat down to eat and drink, and they began to party. It turned into a wild party. Ain't that crazy? They decided, well, we about to have some fun then. God spoke to Moses, go, get down there. Your people whom you brought up from the land of Egypt have fallen to pieces. In no time they've turned away from the way I've commanded them. They've made a molten calf and they worshipped it. Now how crazy that sound? They've sacrificed to it and said, these are the gods, O Israel, that brought you up from the land of Egypt. So first of all, they already discrediting what God did for them. They up here worshiping some made up statue out of gold from their wife's ears and say this is who brought us out of it. It just don't make sense. Like, that's probably why they was stuck over there so long in the first place. So we in verse 9. God said to Moses, I look at this people. Oh, what a stubborn, hard-headed people. Let me alone now. Give my anger free rein to burst into flames and incinerate them. But I'll make a great nation out of you, baby. First of all, God was mad. Let me go to NIV for y'all and read that to y'all. Because I was so intrigued. Baby, if you ain't never just read the Old Testament, you really missing out because they was really playing with God. Let's see. So if you read it in the NIV version, it says, let me make sure I'm in the right one. He said, I have seen these people, the Lord said to Moses, and they are stiff-necked people. Now leave me alone so that my anger may burn against them and that I may destroy them. Then I will make you into a great nation. Baby, now didn't we just had a great flood? He ready to go ahead and get rid of them, right? He wasn't fooling with them. So we back in verse 11 in Message Bible. Moses tried to calm his God down. He said, why, God, would you lose your temper with your people? Why you brought them out of Egypt in a tremendous demonstration of power and strength? Why let the Egyptians say he had it in for them? He brought them out so he can kill them in the mountains, wipe them right off the face of the earth. Stop your anger, first of all. The way Moses God forgive me if I'm saying this I'm not being disrespectful, but I feel like Moses is very giving very much gather God together. He was getting them together like, look, God, you gonna have to calm it down because we still got something to do. So he said, stop your anger. Think twice about bringing evil against your people. Think about Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, your servants to whom you gave your word, telling them, I will give you many children, as many as the stars in the sky, and I'll give this land to your children as their land forever. And God did think twice. He decided not to do evil he had threatened against his people. This just shows, like we've been talking about since day one on and left on red. God has given us the power and the authority. So I love that he allows us to speak freely and walk in that authority. Moses spoke up for the people. Not Moses. Wait, Moses spoke up for the people. I've been in Old Testament so long, I'm getting them mixed up with Abraham. But Moses spoke up for those people and was like, look, God, just let them make it. And this could be tailored for our own lives. If we see how the world is going, we could use Trump, for example. We can use this situation that's going on with Glorilla's sister. We can use Nicki Minaj. We can use all these different people. If we call ourselves believers, we should be praying for these people that God shows his mercy on them. Because if we be real, it's stuff we done did that's crazy. It's stuff that we done in his word that should have been took us on. We wouldn't have never made it in the Old Testament, the old Bible days, the way God's wrath be coming down. He ain't playing with it. But because Jesus came down and he came to fulfill the law, not do away with it, he's able to show us grace, right? And so we are in 15. Moses turned around and he came down from the mountain carrying the 2 tablets of the testimony. The tablets were written on both sides, front and back. God made the tablets and God wrote the tablets, engraved them. When Joshua heard the sound of the people shouting noisily, he said to Moses, that's the sound of a war in the camp. But Moses said, those aren't songs of victory and those aren't songs of defeat. I hear songs of people throwing a party. Baby. Moses like, hold on. They doing too much. They really doing too much. Let's go ahead and wrap this on up. Because I got to get these people to this promised land. I got to get them to where they supposed to be. So he said, and that's what it was. When Moses came near the camp and saw the calf, and he saw them people dancing, he was angered. His anger flared. Moses was so hot because he had already went through anxiety. He went through exhaustion. He went through dealing with insecurity. He dealt with fear. He dealt with all these different things to free these people just to be obedient and sacrifice his own time, his own life, everything he had going on to help these people out. And here they are worshiping this false god. They didn't throw a party. They just getting it. This is like they club in they time, but you supposed to be worshiping God. You supposed to be following it and getting to your new land, your new territory. So I can understand his anger. I see why he was hot. What they say, 98 hot or whatever they say. So he threw down the tablets and he smashed them to 2 pieces, at the foot of the mountain. And so the tablets he's referring to, I believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that's what the 10 commandments were on. If you ever seen a picture, if you go to Google right now and come back to YouTube or leave YouTube in the corner, you can go to Google and you can type in Moses tablets. And most of the time they have those images of like the broken tablets. This is why it's good to read your words so you can understand things like that. Illustration. So he took the calf that they made. He melted it down with fire. He pulverized it to powder. Then scattered it on the water and made the Israelites drink it. Baby, y'all drinking pure gold. Pure gold. Moses said to Aaron, ooh, baby. Moses about to tear a new one in Aaron because he is fed up with his brother. Because first of all, ain't you here to be my mouthpiece? Ain't you here to help me on my assignment? And this goes back to our title. God gave you the assignment, not them. And this is why after people have been there for you and they have completed their assignment, whether they were set out to destroy your life or set out to help you in your life, they have a time limit. It's an expiration date on when they're supposed to help you. I personally feel like Aaron's expiration date was completed before Moses even went to the mountain. Like, all right, thank you, brother. I got the people out. I got confidence now. I can go ahead and move forward with this. So Moses said to Aaron, what on earth did these people ever do to you that you involved them in this huge sin? In other words, he then left these people to Aaron for him to just babysit them real quick for me. And he didn't fell into their ways because he don't think his brother gonna come back, or he don't know his brother at all. Now we about to worship these. You know what? We about to go ahead and party because I don't know what Moses had either. And frankly, I really don't care. That's what it's giving. It's giving you really don't have enough trust in God that you decided you gonna go and follow your own ways. You're gonna go and do your own thing. That's crazy. And you know what? I'm saying it's crazy, but we do that ourselves. If you think about at least one thing in your life, you don't trust God enough. He done brought you so far, but one little time that it seemed like he not right there, it seemed like he's not guiding you, or it seemed like you alone, you decide to take a step back and just do things your own way. And now it looks crazy. Now your world is falling apart again because you decided to do things your own way. So Aaron said, we're in 23. Aaron said, Master, don't be angry. You know this people and how set on evil they are. And first of all, Aaron, if you knew they was evil, why would you engage in this activity? Why would you even say, okay, give me all your gold and we're going to melt it into a golden calf and then we're going to throw up. Man, shut up. So they said to me, make us gods who will lead us. This Moses man who brought us out of Egypt, we don't know what's happened to him. Your lack of faith. So I said, who has gold? And they took off their jewelry and gave it to me. I threw it in the fire and it came out this calf. So Moses saw that the people were simply running wild. Aaron had let them run wild. Keyword, he let them run wild. So he pretty much had the power and the authority to say, hey, y'all need to pipe down, chill out, let's pray to God, let's get on our face until it's time. Because really and truly, they could have used this time as a time of consecration. Because sometimes when it feels like we in an isolation mode, or seem like God is quiet, he is literally working behind the scenes. And the scenes was Moses at Mount Sinai talking to him, trying to get them freed and get them to the land right. And they just doing what they want to do. Crazy. So Aaron let them run wild, disgracing themselves before their enemies. He took up a position at the entrance to the camp and said, whoever is on God's side, join me. So all the Levites stepped up, and he told them God's order, the God of Israel, strap on your swords, lace up your boots. That's what I thought of when I first read that. Strap on your swords and go to work. Crisscross the camp from one end to the other. Kill brother, friend, neighbor. The Levites carried out Moses' orders. 3,000 of the people were killed that day. And Moses said, you confirmed your ordination today and at a great cost, even killing your sons and brothers, and God has blessed you. The next day, Moses addressed the people. First of all, they went to war, and now he's saying, look, I'm about to get on these clowns, these fools that acted a fool while I'm about my father's business. I'm talking to God, and they up here doing what they want to do. So he said, you have sinned an enormous sin, but I'm going to go to God, and maybe I'll be able to clear you of your sin. And I love how even through all of this, Moses still was so merciful. Because me on the cool, like, thank God I'm not Jesus, because I feel like my grace, I'm one of the nicest people you'll meet, but I feel like even my grace is limited to a degree, because you're not about to play on me after I've been helping you. Oh no, it's a wrap. I'm gone. I still pray for you. I still love you. But I love how Moses still was like, you know what? Y'all acted a plumb fool, but I'm going to still go to God and pray for y'all. I'm going to still go to God and talk to y'all on y'all behalf. And some of this can relate to y'all, like people in y'all lives, like people, maybe somebody cut you off on the road. Maybe your coworkers acting a fool. Your family members acting a donkey. Your own friends, your own spouse, your significant other. You still have so much love and grace in your heart. You're being Christ-like that you're deciding, okay, I'm going to go to God on their behalf, because clearly they don't know what they're doing. And if they do know what they're doing, I'm going to still pray for them. And that's what we have to do if we're calling ourselves like followers of Christ, if we're calling ourselves believers. We got to pray for these people. And sometimes that does come with isolation. Sometimes it does come with cutting off people. But in most cases, it ain't meant for us to cut off everybody in our life. Sometimes you have to stop being, my pastor been preaching on not being complacent and passive. You have to hit a lot of that stuff head on and stop letting people play on your top. Stop letting people play with y'all, bro. Like, just like Moses, he went to God. That's sometimes that's all you can do for people. Don't use your hands. Don't curse them folk out. As much as you want to cuss them folk out, don't do it. Go to God and he is going to take care of the rest. Because trust me, he don't sleep. I was telling somebody, I think today or the other day, I said, God don't play about you. You see how everything keep lining up in favor for you? God do not play about us, especially if we're actually having a relationship with him and we're consecrated before him and we're actually seeking out him and worshiping him and listening to the right music and being obedient and sacrificing different things and not being of the world. He's definitely gonna go to bat for us, right? So Moses said, we're in 31. Moses went back to God and he said, this is terrible. This people has sinned and it's an enormous sin. They made gods of gold for themselves, and now if you will only forgive their sin, but if not, erase me out of your book you've written. That's a bold statement to make, dog. That's a bold statement. Let me go to NIV and see what they say. Let me see this in 31, 32. Let's see. So Moses went back to the Lord and said, oh, what a great sin these people have committed. They have made themselves gods of gold. But now please forgive their sin. But if not, then blot me out of the book you have written. Child. So God said to Moses, I'll only erase from my book those who sin against me. Lord, please don't ever erase me from your book. That's why you got to repent and turn. For right now, you go and lead the people to where I told you. He's still telling them, still be obedient, even though they acting dumb. Still go ahead. I'm still going to I still want to bless them. Go ahead. Look, my angel is going to go ahead of you. And it's piggyback off what we was talking about last week. You not alone. Even though today we're talking about God gave you the assignment and not them, God is still going to constantly give you people that's going to aid you in this assignment, in this walk, in this life. So on the day, when I settle accounts, their sins will certainly be a part of the settlement. God sent a plague on the people because of the calf that they and Aaron made. So God sent a calf. He punished them at the end of it, but he still was going to give them the promise. So we in 33 and we almost done. Y'all got a couple more and we going to close on out. So God said to Moses, now go, get on your way from here, you and the people you brought up from the land of Egypt. Head for the land which I promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, saying, I will give it to your descendants. I will send an angel ahead of you, and I'll drive out the Canaanites, the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. It's a land flowing with milk and honey, but I won't be with you in person. You're such a stubborn, hard-headed people, lest I destroy you on the journey. When the people heard the harsh verdict, they were plunged into gloom and wore long faces. No one put on jewelry. I bet they didn't. They probably had no more jewelry after they done melted it down into the calf and didn't have to drink it. So God said to Moses, tell the Israelites, you're one hard-headed people. I couldn't stand being with you for even a moment. I just destroy you. So take off all your jewelry until I figure out what to do with you. Ooh, God is hot. He is mad. So the Israelites stripped themselves of their jewelry from the Mount Horeb on. And Moses used to take the tent to set it up outside the camp some distance away. He called it the tent of meeting. And anyone who sought God would go to the tent of meeting outside the camp. All right. And we could stop right there. I really went a little further than what I did. I hope y'all enjoyed tonight's Bible study. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Like this broadcast. But just to kind of wrap it up, make sure you're staying on the assignment. I know this life, dog. This life is something is always gonna get thrown at us. But you got to remember that you're on an assignment. Whether people are acting a fool with you, you look at it from a different lens, a different perspective. Somebody told me something, or they used to always say this a couple years ago. People are meant, or people are put in your life as an assignment. And that's whether that you went through the worst thing in your childhood with this person, or you went through the greatest thing that could ever happen to you. Everybody is on an assignment and is used to catapult you into something greater. And I always hear that and I understand and I get it, but when I really read the end about Moses, I believe it's Moses, and he didn't even, he's not going to be able to see the land of milk and honey. God, he had him basically, if you finish reading, he's gonna die before he can get into the land, but it was set up. He brought the people there to set up. So everything that you're going through currently in this moment is to help somebody else. And I be trying to get that in my head, like, okay, Christian, what you going through is not for you. It's to set it up for somebody else. It's to help somebody else. So think about that. And I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you guys kind of look at it from a different lens when you're going through these different things with people. When people backstab you, when people try to play on your top, when people try to slander your name, even the people that are there helping you. Think about all the positive and think about, okay, I'm doing this because God told me to. I'm not doing it because I need to or I want to. If God told me to do it, I'm going to do it whether I want to or not. It's all about sacrifice, obedience, and discipline.